This is Real RV Life with Luna. Thank you for joining. We recently moved to a new campground. The state we are in, most campgrounds only allow you to stay 2 weeks and you have to move on, especially the state campgrounds. But those are the ones that are, not quite like this one. I'm not knocking this place, but there are no lights out here. All of those RVs in the woods, there's not people in them. There's no one in them except for like one. It was very dark last night, and well, I did this when my partner and one of my children went down to take showers. So I did this. I am going to start a GoFundMe for purchasing land because we are displaced refugees in the United States. We were displaced from Texas by their racist and bigot laws they are enacting, and what I can see coming as someone who lived in Texas my entire life. Like, I see what's coming. I had to make a decision to get out of there with our possessions and with what money we got for income tax. I mean, we left the house, we left, a lot of our stuff. We couldn't carry our stove or all the furniture we've collected with us. Thanks to crowdfunding, I was able to get this RV. I mean, it is an old RV. Gas prices are, and the car breaking down, and like, it is not easy to be poor. It is not. It is so hard to be poor, and the fact that no one in America should be surviving like this, especially ones that are displaced out of their state, because they are going to be victimized by the state for just being who they are. I think that, I want to raise up money enough to purchase some land and create a campground for people like me. A queer, black, uterus-having person, a birthing person, someone who has birthed children that need, an environment in which they can grow. My children would not have made it in Texas. They are queer. They are non-binary. Like, they are beautiful souls who do not need this Christian theocracy put on their person. I want them to have a better life than I did. I was forced from such a young age to believe all these things were wrong, were bad, were against God, and that God was always watching me inside my head. And that's child abuse. It's child abuse. I mean, I was adopted, sold to palm-colored evangelicals who abused and mistreated me my entire life. It took years to escape that indoctrination of my mind to a point where I feel complete, to a point where I feel like that I can accept my skin tone, I can accept my sexuality, I can accept myself, that I don't have to prove myself to anyone. And I want other people to have a place that is safe, because some of these campgrounds, I don't feel safe. I am a black, queer, uterus-having person with queer children who do not always present cis. They just don't. They don't present it in the way they dress or the way they act or the accessories they wish to wear. And that's perfectly fine with me. But I want them to have a safe place to grow up. Just like that. That's why the Possum Kingdom, that is going to be our name for it. We want to start the Possum Kingdom in a place that is easy to also bust people in for protesting at the Capitol, like the abortion laws, any other laws they come down with in the near future, because y'all, if y'all don't see what's coming, we are headed just down the hill. Rights are going to be severely suppressed, and I want to create a safe space for people who are trying to get out of these states that are enacting these gross violations against humans. I also want to start an outreach to the migrants who are being bussed into DC and New York and being kicked off the buses, because that in and of itself, I lived in Texas my whole life. When I tell y'all Texas is a state that will cover up anything to make a profit, let me tell y'all, Texas is a state that will cover up anything to make a profit. I promise you, some of those migrants go missing because there's no accountability there. They're taking people from the border, transporting them across state lines, and dropping them off with no paperwork to be handed off to someone. That's trafficking. And I guarantee you, the children that we still have locked up down there, whose parents are now bussed and dropped off and lost, like, why are more people not outraged about this? It just, everything that I know from being a Texan, from growing up being raised in a white evangelical, my dad was a pastor, my mom ran a crisis pregnancy center, rural town Texan. I know what they're doing, and they are gonna do it. They have been broadcasting what they're going to do, if people are paying attention, for decades now. And it's not right. Theocracies are always bad. The church being in power at any time in history is always bad. We cannot have these ideologies that are based off of a book that has been retranslated over and over to where it doesn't even mean the original anyway. And even in the original, why are we going to hold other humans that may or may not believe in this to a standard? Law and religion should never mix, because when it mixes, history has shown us they will use it against who they do not like and the weak. People. The poor people. They never care about poor. It's about profit. Profit over people is what the state and these religious leaders do every time. And it's wrong. And so I will be making future videos. I'm going to start my GoFundMe. I'll probably put up some other resources that I need to get involved with. We're going to start this GoFundMe for the Possum Kingdom. And y'all have a wonderful day. Stay safe.